this looks familiar, there's a reason. 2018, these guys are out in the audience, like you, right? And they heard a challenge from the stage, like, go out there and do it. And then 2019, they're here on the stage as founders of Linq, which at the time is such a cool idea. I hate business cards, just like everybody hates, but stop giving business cards, just stop doing it. There's no reason for it. Thanks to these guys especially, because they created Linq. Great timing too, just 1 year before everything shuts down and no one's allowed to actually interact with each other. I mean, how'd you guys do it? How'd you guys end up like making it through that? Because honestly, at the time, what Linq was like necessitated, right? Going up to someone and being directly next to them. Like that's what you had to have. So where are we now? First of all, just kind of tell everybody about Linq, how you guys got started. Let's refresh everybody really quick.
Sure. Who's excited to be here? Make some noise really quick. Yeah. I'm glad that we're back. Been missing this place. So, like Will said, 2018 we got inspired out of Sloss Tech. 2019 we very unofficially launched the MVP of our product on this very stage. Still full-time employed at another company, which was very bold of us. Then the next year officially started Linq. And real quick, let's do some housekeeping. So when we launched in 2019, we just had a QR code on the screen and we shipped it, and everybody ran with it. This year, it's a little bit more official. So we made the badges this year for Sloss Tech, and if you haven't already, use your phone to scan the QR code on your own badge to register that to your profile. And you can scan each other's badges all day, tap or scan the QR code. That's how you exchange information really quick. No paper business cards needed. And really quick, at the end of the day, whoever's made the most connections with people here is gonna get a $500 Visa gift card. So, more incentive if there wasn't already instead of using paper cards. Yeah, so we started in 2019. COVID happened, completely killed our go-to-market motion, which was originally events, monetizing events. Obviously, no one was doing those. And so, look, people talk about pivoting at a startup like it's this big, monumental thing and it changes everything. You're micro-pivoting every day at a startup, or you go out of business usually. And so that was our first macro pivot, was like, what do we do here? We started selling things online, and anyway, we'll talk a little bit more about how the business evolved, but short end of a long story, we're thrilled to be here. We owe it all to Sloss Tech, and thank you again for having us.
Yeah, man, no doubt. Tell me about the struggle or how you got through like fundraising when your product couldn't even at the time like be used. How'd you do that?
Well, it was actually due largely in part to Sloss Tech. So 2019, we pitched Alabama Futures Fund. Mickey Millsap and Matt Hoddle were sitting in the audience that day. And if you don't know those guys, you should. They're people in town that are making it happen. And they were like, that was a pretty bold move. So we got their attention. We talked to them later throughout the end of the year. This was August of 2019. And we came to their office, we pitched them, and we were like, listen, we're gonna take over LinkedIn in 6 months. Just give us a little bit of money and a little bit of time. And they once we left, they kind of laughed to themselves, but they were like, listen, that's a lot of gall. And so they took a bet on us, thankfully, before COVID happened. And so really, we collected our last check the day before Birmingham shut down. And the timing could not have been any slimmer. So the answer is barely, but we made it happen.
You made it happen. And now you've taken over LinkedIn and you're not sending a million emails every day to people. That's great.
Yes.
That's fantastic. All right, so you made it through that first year of COVID. Thankfully, fundraising came in right in time. What happened then? 2021 comes around. How do you guys then start to reintegrate back in?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so.
I'll start saying names.
This is still your note right here.
Yeah, you're right, this is my section. All right, so I'll talk a little bit how the business model changed, right? So we were like, all right, we're gonna sell to events. Events, dead. 2020, mid-2020, we're sitting around, we've raised this money, barely, and we're like, all right, we're not going viral. People are not out networking in frenzies, so we gotta do something. So we started selling these NFC and QR code products. Cards, bracelets, watch bands, just like we worked with manufacturers, we got prototypes in quickly, got our first 500 in, they were super ugly.
But they weren't that bad, okay?
They were pretty bad, but they worked. And I think my sister's in the audience, can you yell? My sister was in our first Instagram ads. We filmed her in the lobby of AFF's office, our investor's office, interacting with one of these cards. literally, we have obviously no idea what we're doing. We put that on Facebook as an ad, and we start selling these things, and we're doing more in revenue than we're paying in ads. I'm not good at math, but that seemed to be in the right direction. So we were like, all right, there's something here. People are not really out networking, but they're interested in this tech. We launch our app officially. We're not just a janky web app anymore. We launch our app. We launch a subscription. And then eventually enough businesses were saying, hey, how do I get this and aggregate it for my team? How do I give these QR codes, these products, can I brand them, distribute them to my team, and convert everybody on my team to a salesperson? Can we integrate this with our CRM? We were like, obviously that was our idea. Yes, you can do that. So we launched Linq for Teams, and all that to say, if you're not constantly thinking on your feet and you're not open to what customers want more than what you think they want, you're gonna have a hard time. And so we've grown from janky QR code to now we're like, we have this cool PLG motion all the way to B2B, and it's just been because that's what customers have wanted, not because of any whatever from us.
So Birmingham is an emerging tech community, right? We know that. We've seen it over the last 6-7 years, especially thanks to Tech Birmingham, among many others. We're still not Silicon Valley, right? How do you, Jared, compete with a much better funded area like Silicon Valley here in Birmingham? What's the secret sauce here?
Well, the way you got to compete with the West Coast and all the funding that they have is you have to be capital efficient. And that's what we've done from the get-go. We want to build a business here that's not just all about growth. It's about actually let's generate a profit. Let's make something that creates value, does something that actually creates value for people in their everyday life, and let's build a business around that.
Very nice. So what's next for Linq? Here we are. Are we going to do this again on the stage next year?
I sure hope so.
Yeah, we got to keep it going. We got to keep it going.
Throw money around. That'll help too. Yeah, looking forward to that. So what's next? What do you guys have coming up?
Yeah, so great question. Profitability is our favorite word these days. You'll probably hear that theme a lot, both here and in other scenes like this, but growth at all costs doesn't work anymore. I think growth at all costs was largely a product of a bubble, a fundraising bubble. And so for us, we have a team of 25 awesome employees. Make some noise if you work at Linq. Yeah. It's a lot of people. 25 employees now. We're growing the team, but we're staying really lean. Like Jared said, we're capital efficient, both as a product of this ecosystem. I actually think that it used to be uncool, right? That like the Southeast and some of these smaller startup ecosystems were trying to make money. Who would do that? It was like looked down upon. And all these West Coast companies were getting all the glory, raising all the money, burning all the cash. Well, now a lot of them either don't exist or they've totally pivoted their strategy to we should make money. Again, no preeminence. We just, we didn't raise a ton of money. We've raised $6.5 million from some amazing investors, and we've been forced, compared to some of the coastal companies, to be more efficient. So for us, it's like continuing to listen to the customer, continuing to vet and bring on board only the best people. We have very high standards at the company. And so it's like, yes, we're trying to build a really important business, but especially here, we're trying to impact this ecosystem. Like, we're a product of this ecosystem, and we haven't made it by any means. But I think, we have, and other companies like Crew have proven that you can build a successful business here in Birmingham. And so it is as much our mission to inspire future founders to take a leap and do the same thing as it is to build a really great legacy company.
You guys were inspired in 2018 by Bill, and now here we are. You guys are doing the same thing for these guys. So let's just make a promise. We're going to do this again. Be back on the stage and continue this journey going.
Pinky promise.
There you go. Pinky promise. Yeah. Let's give it up for Jared, Patrick, and Elliot from Linq. Good job, guys.